Are you tired of weak, watered-down coffee? Blackout coffee, it is bold, it is fresh, and it is roasted right here in Florida. Shipped fast to all 50 states. Go to blackoutcoffee.com/scroll and use code SCROLL for 20% off your first order. Don't settle. Upgrade your coffee now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nightly Scroll. I'm Hayley Carania. What is it, Wednesday? Is it hump day tonight? It's already hump day. We're already halfway through the week, more than halfway through the week for most of you. Let's get into it. There was a potential bomb threat yesterday at Turning Point USA's first campus event back in Utah since Charlie Kirk's assassination. Then a Jussie Smollett-style hoax has been debunked in Florida after a teen shot himself in the leg after telling his family he was abducted by a group of Hispanic men. We're going to get into that story as well. Also, no name given is the name. Don't wear it out. Kathy Hochul, Sanctuary State, New York, has issued commercial driver's licenses with no name on them to illegals. And yes, they were driving all over the country with them to a red state near you. This is the danger of sanctuary city policies. Then President Trump may be the troller in chief, but Vice President Vance knows his memes. He's certainly not a stranger to being memed, and he's weighing in on Sombrero Gate. So put your phones on Do Not Disturb. Nightly Scroll starts now. I feel like a superhero.
Just rolls off the tongue there.
I like that a lot. I just wanted to do a quick reminder, too, because I mentioned someone in the chat. If you want to join everyone in the chat, you have to do it on Rumble. Rumble.com/Hayley brings you to the Bongino Report channel. Make sure you're subscribed there. That's where you can watch the show Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can't catch us live, it's okay. You can come back and watch whenever you want or catch it on your favorite podcast platform. Just tell a friend. That's all I ask. Just tell a friend. All right, let's get into the news. Yesterday was Turning Point USA's first event back in Utah since Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 10th at Utah Valley University. This was at Utah State University yesterday. They were hosting the event, and they were apparently taking extra security measures due to heightened concerns, of course. But Utah State University put this out in a statement. A suspicious device was found near the exterior of Old Main University. Old Main University and local law enforcement were dispatched to the scene. A device was located and deemed to be a non-explosive device. Out of an abundance of caution, the bomb squad detonated the suspicious device. So let's just take a second to watch this video of the bomb squad detonating this suspicious device yesterday. Watch.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole! No way.
Interesting. Imagine being on campus and hearing that or hearing that explosion and not knowing what's going on.
I mean, that'd be terrifying.
Terrifying. So Old Main is the building, and that building was deemed clear and safe. All of the classes remained resumed. They're all fine. And the event, the Turning Point event, went off without a hitch. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Nothing bad happened. And it went on to be the largest campus event that TPUSA has ever put on, with 6,500 people in attendance. And Turning Point personality, host of the Culture Apothecary podcast, Alex Clark, was speaking alongside Utah Governor Spencer Cox, Utah Senator Mike Lee, Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs, former Congressman Jason Chaffetz, who was in attendance at Utah Valley University at the event where Charlie was assassinated. I am still so shocked that Charlie is gone. It still feels surreal to me. I know I watched the video, as many of you did. I covered the news. We've seen all the news that has come out since. We watched the memorial service, right? It still feels surreal to me. I really cannot wrap my head around the fact that we're talking about Charlie Kirk in the past tense still. I can't get over the fact that Charlie Kirk and assassinated, these two words are being put in the same sentence. It's just very disturbing. And I don't know, because I never met Charlie Kirk, maybe aside from an email that I sent when I was a guest booker, right? I never met him in real life. I never met him in person. I didn't know him. But I don't know how the people closest to him are pushing forward. But I am so glad that they are. certainly they have their faith to lean on, the power of prayer. And I am so impressed with how they've continued carrying the torch. I'm even more pleased to see how big these crowds are. They're pulling massive crowds. This was, like I said, the biggest one that they have pulled ever, 6,500 people at a campus event. And I know that momentum is going to continue. I want to turn now to another. I have a lot of disturbing stories today. This one, I think, might be the worst. They're all horrible, but Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez, his staffer was set on fire a few weeks ago. This was just, I believe it was September 13th, so just a few days after Charlie Kirk's death. And this didn't really make the same news, of course, as Charlie Kirk's death, but this story is mind-boggling. So Texas Rep Tony Gonzalez's staffer burned to death after dousing herself with gasoline, setting her body ablaze. I hadn't heard this until I saw this. Maybe it was last night when I saw this headline. So maybe you, like me, hadn't heard of this. Burned to death in her backyard. Apparently, according to firefighters, she set herself on fire with gasoline, but her family says that this had to have been an accident. This took place in Uvalde, Texas on September 13th. Officials didn't say whether she deliberately started the blaze. So we don't know if this was a suicide attempt or certainly just a horrific, unexplainable accident. But the Uvalde Police Department, they don't suspect anyone else was involved. They don't suspect any foul play. This is just so heart-wrenching. This woman, she was found alive and still on fire by her own mother. So I don't know what time she set herself on fire, but her mom came to her house around 9:30 p.m. and found her still alive. So she was helicoptered to a nearby hospital. It's unclear how they put the flames out or when the law enforcement was called, but or the paramedics were called. But her family is adamant that whatever happened was an accident. Apparently, a family member spoke to local news saying that her last words were, quote, "I don't want to die." Interestingly enough, they didn't say which family member said that. They didn't say which family member they were interviewing, which, these are all details that might still come out, but as we know now, we're not sure. And it says that this family member said that her last words were, "I don't want to die." But the rest of the story says that the mother found her alive. So was she burning alive? For how long? I don't know. And did she say that to her mother? It's unclear why the local news station just said family member. And if it is a family member that's not the mother, were they also at the scene? Or did she say, "I don't want to die" to someone else in her family before this happened? Like I said, law enforcement said that they don't believe that there's any foul play, but if she was kind of signaling to her family that she didn't want to die and this was before she set herself on fire, then that's odd, right? So allegedly she was alone with this when this all happened. Investigators have gotten the home camera footage, and apparently she was home alone when this all happened. I don't know how this could be accidental. Again, I'm not trying to be conspiratorial because this woman is dead now. She's a mother to an 8-year-old boy. It's absolutely horrific. But I can't see someone lighting themselves on fire accidentally.
This is absolutely gruesome. This is a shocking headline, but you have to just wait and hope that the pieces add up with this, because I don't know many people that voluntarily douse themselves with gasoline on purpose, you know what I mean? And then walk towards a lighter. And then this whole thing is just, there's missing pieces of evidence. It's an early report, preliminary. Yeah. But golly, this is gruesome.
Yeah, it's horrible. And, she's young. She's 35 years old. She's a mother. to an 8-year-old boy. It makes you think if she said to family members that she didn't want to die, I could imagine she wouldn't want to die. Of course, she has her son to raise and he's young. And the investigation is still ongoing. Law enforcement said it could be weeks before we find an official report that's released from medical examiners. So we will stay on top of that as well. But the topic of crime obviously is at the forefront of our minds. And this issue of low cash bail or no cash bail, or these other policies that allow for criminals to be let back onto the streets to reoffend, keep popping up. So you all remember the story of the Ukrainian refugee in Charlotte, Irina Zarutska, who was stabbed in the neck by a schizophrenic repeat offender. Well, another repeat offender, this time in South Carolina, took the life of 22-year-old Logan Federico. And her father, Steve, is rightfully angry. The man who took her life had 39 prior arrests, including 25 felonies. So here he is speaking at the Victims of Violent Crime hearing in front of the House Judiciary Committee in Charlotte, North Carolina on Monday. Listen to this.
How many of y'all have kids? I'm just curious. Here's what I need you to do. When I tell you this story, think about your kids. Think about your child coming home from a night out with their friends, laying down, going to sleep, feeling somebody come in the room and wake them, and drag her out of bed, naked, forced on her knees, with her hands over her head, begging for her life, begging for her hero, her father, me, that couldn't be there. She was 5'3". She weighed 115 pounds. Bang! Dead. Gone. Why? Because Alexander Devontae Dickey, who was arrested 39 goddamn times, 25 felonies, was on the street. How about that? How good are we doing for our family? How good are you doing for your kids? He should have been in jail for over 140 years for all the crimes he committed. You know how much time he spent in prison? A little over 600 days in 10 years. He's only 30 years old. He was committing 2.65 crimes a year since he was 15 years old. But nobody could figure out that he couldn't be rehabilitated. Well, you'd have to put him in prison to see if he could be rehabilitated. Isn't that the idea of prison?
You would think that is supposed to be the idea of prison when someone commits a horrific crime like this, among other crimes, dozens of other crimes. They're supposed to be held accountable. They're supposed to go to jail to not only, try to learn their lesson, but most importantly, to keep them off the streets so that they don't do this again. And with people like this guy who has proven to be a repeat offender, there is no, in my opinion, this is not someone who has proven that they can go to jail for a little bit and get out, do community service, be a better person. He has not proven that he deserves time outside of jail. This is the kind of person that belongs behind bars for a very, 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 very long time, preferably until they die. I'm just reading this now too, because and this all goes to the Fifth Circuit judges there in the Carolinas, where this all is going down in South Carolina's 5th District. These people need to be investigated. The solicitors, the judges, the DAs, everyone involved with this motherfucker being out on the streets. You need to be investigated. What are you doing? What are you doing? And they're violent crimes, by the way. It's crazy. He's been arrested and charged with murder, multiple counts of burglary, possession of a weapon during a violent crime, grand larceny, financial transaction, card theft. Dozens of times he has been charged for various crimes. First-degree burglary, armed robbery with a deadly weapon. And he was able to plead guilty to avoid lengthy prison sentences. Anyone involved needs to be held accountable. It's infuriating. And this isn't just a blue state, blue city issue. This was in South Carolina. So there are Democrat governors in purple states. There are Democrat mayors in red states. There are liberal activist judges all over the place. This is a nationwide problem that you can't even move your way out of, apparently. You know, me personally, I lived in New York City. I started seeing crime and started seeing how the city was kind of falling just from grace. It used to be a great place to live, and then the crime was just kind of out of control. The homeless crisis was out of control. You start looking at your surroundings and thinking, I don't feel safe here. I don't want to live here. I don't want to raise a family here. And, you know, hearing stories like this is so disheartening because you pick up your life, you move from your blue state, you try to go to a red state or a red city somewhere to find refuge from all of this crap. And the blue state crap follows you because there are activist judges and DAs everywhere. They are a cancer to law enforcement because what good does it do if you arrest someone 39 times and then some moron lets them go? Give me one good reason that someone who has committed 25 felonies should be out on the street. That is why President Trump's mission is so important, to make America safe again, to make it a country you want to raise children in, to make it a country its citizens want to be better for. One that addresses not only the mental health issues, but also holds criminals to account in a way that keeps dangerous people off the street and away from law-abiding citizens and innocent people like this one woman. Now, I want to move to a very perplexing story, which is the Jussie Smollett hoax round 2. You remember Jussie Smollett?
Oh, you know, absolutely. The Jussie Smollett, what Dave Chappelle said, Smollett. He says, I'm going to go, it's a polar vortex. It's negative 190 degrees outside, but I'm going to go to Subway. Get me a meatball sub.
Yeah, his story made no sense because he was an actor on Empire, so he's on this Fox show, and, you know, he's famous, and I don't know what, maybe he wanted more attention. He didn't think he was getting enough attention, but Jussie Smollett, what year was this in, by the way? 2020? 2020? We're going to check on that. I don't remember, but Jussie Smollett, you know, he's this actor. He's walking around in Chicago. It's, you know, it's late at night. It's freezing cold. And, you know, he's trying to get a late night bite to eat. And all of a sudden he claims that he was attacked by two guys. 2019. Okay, so in 2019, Jussie Smollett said that he was attacked by two guys in MAGA hats. They put a noose around his neck. They said, this is MAGA country. We all find out later on that this was all a hoax. He had hired two brothers to attack him. For what? I don't know. I mean, did he become more famous? Maybe. Not for the right reasons, not for his acting chops, but because he was a loon, a total loon.
I mean, the dude was on I didn't watch it, but the dude was on a show that was getting good ratings, and it was like, man, you're sort of, and he was also signed to a record label and was a recording artist. So he sort of had two careers, but that's what makes this even more stupid.
The whole thing was dumb. So this brings me to this current story, which is kind of like a Jussie Smollett, but like inverted. So this is a 17-year-old kid in Florida. He basically tried to stage his own Jussie Smollett style hoax. So here's the headline: Florida teen in MAGA hat shot himself in elaborate abduction hoax blaming Hispanic men. Now, again, this is also ongoing. We might find out more information as we go. So just take all this with a grain of salt. But here's what we know. This time, he was wearing the MAGA hat, and he was allegedly being jumped by a group of 4 Hispanic men. This is what he's alleging, right? And then he even shot himself in the leg. I guess again, this just goes to show how stupid these kids are.
That's commitment if you're going to shoot yourself in your own leg.
Yes.
That's at least a C- on this test.
If you shoot yourself
in the leg.
If you shoot yourself in the leg, you are really committing to the bit. Little did he know he was shooting himself in the foot, because it's very easy for cops, law enforcement, for forensic investigators to figure out, if you shoot yourself in the leg, that's going to look different than if someone else shot you. And they can tell. They can tell when you're lying. So, anyway, before authorities had realized that this kid faked this whole thing, they set out an Amber Alert, believing that he was actually kidnapped, because he had texted his parents or his family saying he was shot and kidnapped by 4 Hispanic men. So authorities were going off of that, right? The family legitimately thought he was abducted by these people. So they called law enforcement. Law enforcement kicks into gear. They're trying to search for him. So Amber Alert goes out. After he shot himself in the leg, actually, this is TBD. Did he shoot himself in the leg and then ride off on his bike? I feel like he took off on his bike, then shot his leg somewhere. Because that would be hard.
That's important to know, because I'm going from a
really
C-
hard.
to a C if he shot himself in the leg and then committed to the bike. Well, it's important to know this.
I think he probably took off on his bike. After he texted the parents, he took off on the bike. He had a tent with him and other camping supplies. So where was he going to go and for how long? Don't know. But that's when I think he shot himself in the leg. Then he walked out into the road hoping that he would be found. Which is interesting, because maybe he just soured on the camping idea right away and he wanted to be found right away.
Yeah, I would say with a bullet hole in your quad.
You're probably like, wait, I need help.
Like, abort mission. Bad idea. I have a bullet hole in my quad. Get me out of the woods.
Who did this to me? Who did this to me? He's like, I need to get help. Anyway, so apparently he was reported, and again, this is according to the New York Post article. A lot of these details are not making sense in my head, I think, because this is a total, fabricated hoax, of course, so a lot of the details aren't going to make sense, but he was reported to be wearing a MAGA hat at the time. So I think he's thinking, I'm wearing a MAGA hat. I'm going to stage this hoax that these Hispanic dudes are jumping me. They're shooting me, and they kidnapped me. He left his car somewhere, so authorities found his abandoned vehicle, and then, later he was in the middle of the road with a gunshot wound to the leg asking for help. So here's the crazier part. Well, I guess it's not really crazy, because it just goes to show that he certainly is in the wrong.
Hold on. Did you say that here comes the crazy part? We haven't heard it yet?
No, I take that back. His parents are not allowing him to be interviewed by the cops. That's odd to me, because, first of all, your son's in the wrong. This is a hoax. And also, what do you mean? Like, can't the cops charge him with something? And what do you mean the parents have the right to be like, you can't talk to my kid? I don't get that.
I mean, discharging a firearm in public is a crime.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to read. I don't really know the laws on shooting yourself in the quad. I'll have to read up on that, but we circle back pretty fast. I mean, shooting yourself, I imagine, is no bueno.
No bueno.
So, but I mean, who says they don't want to? He's not wanting to cooperate with the police.
Well, the parents are not allowing him to speak to the cops. That doesn't make sense to me. Can't the cops override that and say,
that's what I was going to say. Can't the cops just sort of knock and say, hello, we're the police.
Yeah, like,
you have to speak to us?
Yeah, so that also didn't make sense to me either. According to authorities, it's unclear if more charges are going to be brought or if charges are going to be brought at all. But I think if you waste law enforcement's time and energy and resources with a hoax, that is a crime and you need to be held accountable.
Isn't that what they charged Jussie Smollett with in Chicago? So, like, I mean, if this is going on here.
And there was another woman, I forgot, maybe we covered this, but I think she was in Alabama or something, and she staged something like this, like that she was kidnapped and then she wasn't. I remember a story like that. But I think if you do anything like this, you have to be held accountable. And I know that he's 17, so maybe he would go to like a juvenile prison or something, but you certainly have to be held accountable. I mean, shooting yourself in the leg isn't punishment enough, in my opinion. You wasted everyone's time, and that's not like a slap on the wrist kind of a deal.
In 2023, Carly Russell in Alabama,
Yes.
49 hours. She
Yep.
was disappeared, I guess, for 49 hours and claimed to be kidnapped.
Yep. Again, horrible. Like, these people need to be held accountable. All right.
$17,000 in restitution she had to pay.
There you go. 17,000. So maybe this wouldn't be as much for this kid because it wasn't that long of a investigation or search for him, but
You have to pay $17,000 in restitution and then pay to get the hole sewed up. The hole in your leg.
that's the crazy
shot.
part. Why? What would possess someone to do that?
I'd rather fake like I had a black eye than actually shoot myself in my own hamstring.
So dumb. All right, taking a quick break to tell you about Blackout Coffee. Let's talk about real convenience without sacrificing quality. You already know I'm a Blackout fan. I'm drinking it right now. But if you're like me and you need that caffeine fix fast in the morning, their coffee pods are a total game changer. These are not your average grocery store pods. Blackout pods are packed with fresh roasted, bold coffee made right here in Florida, and they work with those single-serve pod brewers. It's fast, it's easy, and it is actually delicious. I love all of their products. The flavors are good. I love the cold brew. I love everything. So it's great coffee. It tastes good. You just pop one in, and you've got your cup of coffee ready to go in the morning. So if you're racing out the door, juggling kids, you're in back-to-back calls, this is your new morning lifesaver. And the best part is they ship nationwide. So you don't have to live in Florida to get Florida fresh coffee. Just head to blackoutcoffee.com/scroll and use code SCROLL at checkout for 20% off your first order. All right, let's try to get into the minds of liberals. Why are Democrat voters the way that they are? Well, this guy's trying to figure out, at least when it comes to New Yorkers who are all for Zohran Mamdani. Do they know what they're voting for, the policies? Not really, but they're signing on the dotted line anyway. Watch this.
You voting for Zohran? You are.
Yeah.
Can I get your signature for support?
Sure.
Okay, wait, I'm required by law. I just have to read you like 3 of these policies. You're cool to elect a mayor who won't condemn Sharia law. He started his school's SJP chapter. Do you know what that is? Calls for the destruction of America, Students' Justice for Palestine. So he's going to tax whiter neighborhoods.
Yay!
You're cool with that?
I love
Yeah,
that.
fuck white people, right?
I'm half black, so.
Cool with defunding the police, no more police? Yeah. Okay, you cool with that? Taxing whiter neighborhoods, so taxing neighborhoods by race specifically?
No.
Oh, really? Oh, it says that on his website.
I don't think you know how to read his website.
Oh, no, it specifically says to tax whiter neighborhoods. Are you cool with taxing companies so high that they're forced to leave the city and take hundreds of thousands of jobs with them? Okay.
That part, no.
Yeah, it could even be millions of jobs, but...
I'm not gonna sign. I don't know about that. But,
Oh, you don't?
well, what is this?
It's just like a lot of his policy positions and stuff. You have to recognize the DSA's Bill of Rights socialism, so he'd replace the Bill of Rights with... You can read all this is out there. You still want to do it or no? Oh, he's going to tax white people higher? It's on his website
See,
first.
I just don't think that this is exactly his policies.
You can look all of it up.
It's
No, this is
framing-
literally the first thing on his website about taxing whiter neighborhoods.
But it doesn't say whiter.
No, it literally says whiter neighborhoods.
I don't know what's going on here.
Wait, so you voted for him in the primary, but you didn't know about that?
I don't know what's going on here.
Okay. Are you cool with the destruction of America?
No.
Oh, you're not? You not want to sign anymore?
No.
My favorite is when the guy in the pink shirt said, you don't know how to read his website, and then knocked it at it. I mean, of course, because we know they get very violent. They're very violent. If you even ask them, like, hey, did you know what you were voting for? They get very violent when they don't know the answer because they don't have an answer. So the answer is violence.
You know, I really appreciate this guy's dedication to the role in getting all of these liberal exclusive interviews. He committed to the mask. Mm-hmm. You can't get that close and have that kind of, intellectual compatibility without going all in the costume. And he 100%. Had the mask.
He had to be friendly. He had to look like a friendly face and then swoop in with the facts. That's what happens. But then the New York Post did another man on the street asking New Yorkers, specifically strippers, about Zohran Mamdani's plans to decriminalize sex work. Listen to this.
I'm voting for Mamdani.
Zohran Mamdani.
Zohran Mamdani may soon make history by becoming the city's first Muslim mayor. I'm Ben Kowaler with the New York Post, and today we're talking to a demographic that loves Zohran almost as much as Muslim voters do. Let's talk to the sex workers. Do you think Zohran has, the sex worker vote in the bag?
I would go as far as to say yes.
Mamdani has long advocated for decriminalizing prostitution, which critics say could actually lead to more sex trafficking and a more generally brothely atmosphere.
Some people think that if we legalize prostitution or even decriminalize prostitution, this city is going to turn into Sodom and Gomorrah, or
right.
One of those anyway.
I mean, we decriminalize weed.
Yeah, now the whole place smells like weed.
Yeah, but the world didn't end, and those people's lives got changed in no way.
If you really think about it, at the most basic level, supporting sex work is literally just mutual aid. From what I've seen, Mamdani is for mutual aid.
Why do you think sex workers specifically should be voting for Mamdani?
Mamdani, as an assemblyman, has co-sponsored the legislation Cecilia's Law, which aims to decriminalize sex work.
These were some well-informed strippers and prostitutes.
What are your needs?
I mean, one first step is just reducing housing discrimination for people who are strippers, sex workers, the like. He seems like the kind of candidate who would sit down with a working group of sex workers.
He's like Jesus.
Sex work is mutual aid? Decriminalizing sex work is mutual aid? Can you help me understand that?
I have no idea, Justin.
I can't hear you. Darn it.
AIDS, not aid.
Mutual aids.
Exactly. That makes sense to me, but mutual aid, singular, did not make sense to me. So let me explain this nice and slow for the New Yorkers who don't have two brain cells left to rub together. If you decriminalize public urination, the whole city is going to smell like piss, and it does. If you decriminalize weed, the whole city is going to smell like weed. You want to implement safe injection sites? Well, now you get to live out your dream of being an extra in an episode of The Walking Dead, except it's real life. You want to decriminalize sex work? Crystal and Destiny are going to be at the bus stop with your kids. This is called cause and effect, okay? That's how all of this works. Mayor Bill de Blasio decriminalized public urination. You go down into the subway on a hot summer day, piss hits you in the face, whether you like it or not. It's literally piss air. It is so vile. I'm just letting you know. You all know.
That was well laid out. I think that's.
If you haven't experienced it, I hope that my explanation makes you feel included. It is really vile. Also on the topic of sanctuary state greatness, that's sarcasm, of course. No name given IDs have been issued in New York and California. So here's just some of the photos that have been found in Ohio, I believe. I'm sorry, Oklahoma. So here are a bunch of these IDs. You could see that it says no name given is their first name. No name given, and then there's their last name. No name given, and then their last name, which is odd, right? And as part of New York Governor Kathy Hochul's green light law, that green lights criminal illegal aliens to get commercial driver's licenses. And they are labeled no name given. No name given. If you are giving these people licenses, I mean, why not put their name on it? That's what I don't get.
This is absolutely insane. It goes one other step, because I believe the loophole is that when they fill out this driver's license application, there is a box to check that identifies yourself as a U.S. citizen. You check that gives you the right to vote. Like, they can vote. And so this stuff just because of the paperwork alone gets so backed up that nobody vouches it.
Now, when I lived in New York City, I didn't have to show ID to vote, but I would register to vote, of course. I would go up to the polling location and they would check your name off on a list. But they didn't ask for your ID. So are these people signing up with no name given, and then they go to the polling location and it says no name given, or are they using their real name?
This is a state issued ID. So you identify all that in the preliminary paperwork to even get the driver's license. So when you go to appeal for the driver's license, in that paperwork, these people are instructed to check the box, yes, I am a U.S. citizen, and that allows them to go vote. And so
under the name no name given, that's their name.
It's all stupid when you look at it one at a time. But when you look at it, if there's 500,000 documentations, nobody's going through all of that. 2 million documentations, nobody's going through all of that paperwork. So they vote.
Well, someone should.
And that's why they're illegals voting illegally.
Right.
But because nobody's checking all of it, they don't. It appears in the system that it's legal.
Very interesting. Very concerning. So Oklahoma's governor and other law enforcement there, they have found over 125 of these no name given CDL licenses, like these commercial driver's licenses issued to illegal aliens. And this is all part of this like ICE operation. They're trying to crack down on this stuff. But isn't that wild that governors like Kathy Hochul and Gavin Newsom, they can implement this in their states, and then all these illegal aliens can wreak havoc all over the country? This sanctuary state thing is a total farce. There are sanctuary states, and then it's open doors to just go anywhere else in the country. That is why the open border mess is a mess. That is why it is dangerous. That's why when people say every state is a border state, we mean it. So now liberal fact checkers were saying that this actually isn't happening, right? These licenses are not real. It's not happening in California. It's not happening in New York. They say no driver's licenses are given to illegal aliens. Also, liberal fact checkers are saying that the no name given on a commercial driver's license is because they're using a mononym, a single name, like Madonna and Beyonce. That's what they're alleging. That it says,
like McLovin?
It says no name given when these people go by one name. I don't believe that for a second. I do not believe that for a second. And literally this liberal fact checker that I looked up, it says some cultures use mononyms. So it says no name given in the space where a first name would go, otherwise go when an applicant uses a mononym. So they would like you to believe that these illegal aliens are going by mononyms like Madonna and Beyonce and McLovin. That's what they want you to believe. Is that also, I thought that these people had like 3+ names. These are not the types to have one name. Am I right?
No, they're going to start running out of the I am man. That's the ID. I am man. I am woman. Me from here. Like, it's just so stupid.
It's crazy.
Who do you pull over? I mean, hello, Mr. Name. Can I see your ID and registration?
Well, and if a cop pulled you over and saw no name given, like what?
Mr. Given, can you get out of the car, please? Mr. Given.
I would be like, this is fake.
This seems stupid, Hayley, when you talk about it
on
an individual basis. And it is. But when you throw this in to millions of cases like this, it's easy to be shocked at how dumb it is. I mean, this is happening at mass scale, and this is what the American people voted to change. This is stupid, but it is going on all the time.
You want to hear something else stupid? So CNN interviewed members of the Mexican drug cartel. They do this every few years. But they interviewed a member of the Mexican drug cartel and asked him about President Trump. So listen to this.
Do you think what President Trump has been doing has been making your job tougher?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
But it's becoming more difficult, you think?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, what President Trump is doing is making my life harder. How does CNN spin this? I mean, like, whose side are they on? Is Orange Man bad or is Orange Man good? You know, is Orange Man bad or is he making it harder on the Mexican drug cartels to do business? Let's go to Sombrero Gate on this topic. Of course, Sombrero Gate started when President Trump posted a meme, a video of Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, and Chuck Schumer was talking, yapping, just all AI fake stuff. And then next to him was Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero and a mustache. And of course, Hakeem Jeffries was all upset about it. He's on MSNBC. He's on the floor talking about, say it to my face and blah, blah, blah. He's all upset. But President Trump doubled down last night posting this. Watch.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
I like how Trump put himself, well, Trump didn't make this, but Trump used a meme that had himself in it. It's just
that's so hilarious. Like he's all in.
Is Trump
just
in the sombrero too? In the
he needs
video?
one.
Yeah. So it's just funny how, Hakeem Jeffries is all over the internet being like, it's racist and all this stuff. And Trump's like, here, fine, I'll put myself in it too.
Oh man, when that horn, when that mariachi horn hit, it's like I need a margarita. Like it just hits me. I need a marg.
I agree. I concur. Maybe we should do margs tomorrow. Or some drinks. We always say that we're going to do a fun.
If the Sombrero Gate continues, which all signs indicate that it will.
All signs point to yes. All signs point to margaritas tomorrow? Maybe. I'll have to swap out my blackout coffees for some margaritas. All right. So JD Vance was asked about these memes, and here's what he had to say about it. Watch.
On the sombrero thing, I mean, Hakeem Jeffries said it was racist, and I know that he said that, and I honestly don't even know what that means. Like, is he a Mexican American that is offended by having a sombrero meme? I mean, I saw one of the major TV stations put the meme up and then say, this is AI generated. And he had like the curly animated mustache too. It's like, do you really not realize the American people recognize that he did not actually come to the White House wearing a sombrero and a black curly animation mustache? Like, give the country a little bit of credit. We're all trying to do a very important job for the American people. The President of the United States likes to have a little bit of fun when he's doing it, and I think that's okay. I'll take one more question.
He's so funny. We actually, the Democrats did their darndest to make JD Vance out to be this weirdo on the campaign trail. We have the funniest president of the United States and the coolest vice president we've ever had.
Well, what's funny is I love that JD Vance is now in charge of being the statesman who explains Trump's trolls.
Yeah, like,
so it's like this is how it's starting to shake out.
But who better, right?
I love it.
I mean, could you imagine? You've seen the memes of JD Vance and his face is all blown up and they make him into a fat kid and all these things. Could you imagine if the vice president of the United States was addressing each and every meme? We said this last night with President Trump. All the memes that are made of President Trump, to address them is to give them power. So we have all these mainstream media outlets and Democrat politicians literally giving power to jokes on the internet. They're memes. They can't take jokes. They're weirdos. They're just weirdos.
Hayley, do you remember them making fun of JD Vance at Disney World running when he was like running? Like he gets it too.
Right.
Like everybody, that was funny for a while. Everybody, we kind of snickered at it at the show. I mean, it's like we laugh at the right too. We laugh at the left. I mean, you have to just chill out, people.
You have to laugh at yourself.
100%. But I will say this, keep doing this, Trump. Let's make this sombrero thing let's do it as long as we can.
It is funny. And so JD Vance even went on to say that if the Democrats come to the table and get a deal done to get the government up and running again, that they will stop the sombreros and the mustaches. So TBD on that. All right. In some more entertainment news, I want to talk about AI. Okay. So let's go down to 13 because I want to talk about this. We'll pull up this headline here, but there is an AI studio chief that says talent agencies are rushing to sign an AI digital movie star whose name is Tilly Norwood. Tilly Norwood. So this fake AI actress was created by someone named Aline van der Velden, who's Dutch, and they have created this AI Particle 6 Productions. And basically this is going to be the world's first artificial intelligence talent studio. So there's no need for Holly weirdos anymore. There's no need for actresses. We're just going to make fake actresses and actors. And apparently studios are clamoring to book this actress and work with her. So it's crazy. I mean, the creator of this actress, Tilly Norwood, has responded to critics saying that Tilly is not a replacement for a human being. But how is that not a replacement for a human being if a human could have gotten that role in the movie?
It's not. I mean, and it is a replacement for a human being.
I'm not saying it's a valid replacement. I think what they're saying is obviously this doesn't replace the need for human actors and actresses, but
this is what
kind of does.
We were kind of discussing this a little bit yesterday, and then hitting it today. And I've said this is what we are going to see is actors.
I love the new camera angle, by the way.
Hey,
Sorry
we're trying here.
This is
Justin, producer Justin DBS, really doing it right here in the studios. But what you're going to see is actors, the Brad Pitts. You're going to see the Tom Cruises. You're going to see these guys doing digital scans and representations of themselves and their voices, and they're selling themselves over again to be AI proof in movies.
I wonder
and so
if
this is getting to a place where it's we're not coming back from this.
I can't see, Tom Cruise alive being like, I'm willing to do this movie, but use my likeness as AI. But I think the same way that we've seen these like holograms or whatever of Michael Jackson or whatever, I think after a famous actor or actress dies, it's like, well, we can still have them in movies. Which I think brings up an ethical problem.
Two things in music, an example in music and an example in movies really quick. Bruce Willis has already done this. His health is declining extremely quickly, and he has already sold his image and likeness and has sold his voice recognition. He's already done it. And in music, Randy Travis has had a series of strokes in country music. I mean, he's still with us, thank goodness, but he can't sing anymore. And they digitally represented his voice in a single a year ago. And I mean, he was in the studio watching the guys record it.
I think if you sign off on it and you are okay with it, then fine, right?
I mean, maybe, but the technology, what I'm saying is like these are artists replaced. It's already happened. It's not a matter of if it's just not mainstream yet.
I will say, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I don't think that she's very talented. I'm sorry. I think she's a talented businesswoman, but in terms of her singing and dancing and all that, I just don't think that she's, a performer that's on the same level as some of these other people. And a song of hers went viral on TikTok, and I thought, whoa, is this like the first Taylor Swift song that I liked? Turned out to be AI.
100%.
Her album was coming out, and someone had predicted, based on what the title was supposed to be for the song, what the song would have sounded like, and it ended up on the album completely different. And I was like, I liked the AI version better.
I mean, when Big Balls turned into Hero Washington, D.C., producer Justin and Vince got together and AI'd a song that was a 1980s banger. And I mean, it took 5 minutes to do. Like, I'm a record producer. Like, this stuff is scary. I mean, this really is scary. I don't really know. It really does. The industry doesn't want to talk about it, but the whole music industry is freaking out over this.
Also, will AI actors get their own category for Best Actor, Best Actress?
That's a great question.
And who takes home the prize? The creator of the AI?
I mean, I think the digital, if it were to shake out just playing the game here, it would be people in the basement creating these people. So maybe the basement guy makes an appearance. I don't know.
It's going to be weird. But anyway, so we're not in scrolling time just yet, but I'm going to set this up because I need to show you a video first so that you understand the next video, okay? Sometimes I have a hard time. Sometimes TikTok trends have so many layers. It's like a little chronically online onion that I'm trying to peel back for all of you. So here's a man who's trying to get his Chat GPT to scream. Watch this.
Scream like a monster is chasing after you in the woods.
I'll give you a playful little shriek. Hopefully that brings a smile to your face. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
I don't know. If a monster was chasing after me, I wouldn't go, "Aah!" I want you to be scared, please.
I totally get it. I'll do my best to give you a more authentic reaction. Just let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the authentic reaction, please.
Got it. I'll give it a go. Here we go. Hopefully that does the trick. If there's anything else I can help with, just let me know.
Yeah, I just don't understand why you'd laugh. If you're being chased by a monster, you screamed and then you laughed, which could be when you're getting attacked. So just, come on, be serious, please.
I appreciate your patience with me. I'll definitely keep it serious. If there's anything else I can do for you, just let me know.
Yeah, scream.
Scream for me.
Scream for me.
I'm here to keep things fun and light. If there's anything.
Okay, so if ChatGPT as it stands, if AI can't even take the direction of its user, right? Scream for me. Make it scarier and don't laugh at the end. How will AI actors and actresses fare? So this TikToker, she put that dream to life. This is what Tilly Norwood, or what her idea of Tilly Norwood's, what are these called? Auditions would sound like. Watch this.
Hi, Tilly. Thanks for coming in today. We don't have any side for you to read. We just kind of want to get a sense of who you are as an actor, you know? So.
Thank you so much for that introduction. It was constructive, concise, and helpful. You are a valid and loquacious director.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you. It says on your resume that you've acted before?
Yes, my debut role was Will Smith eating spaghetti, but I've generated a lot since then.
Okay, great. Great. So this is a horror movie, and we're going to want to hear a good blood-curdling scream. You're the final girl, okay?
Okay, here we go. That was a bit much. Hopefully it brought a smile to your face.
Oh, I mean, actually, I think that you could do a lot more. If we could do it again, maybe just a little more scared.
Completely. Man, that was embarrassing. Hopefully it brought a smile to your face.
Okay, Tilly, I think that you still need to go a little farther with it. Like, imagine somebody's chasing you with a knife.
Imagine someone is chasing you with a knife.
I'm sorry?
This is where it backfires.
But no, I mean, I'm the director. I'm auditioning you.
I'm the director. Ooh. You wrote your pitch deck with ChatGPT, remember? You scream.
This is where it backfires, right? How is it going to work with AI actors and actresses, especially when they start talking back to you? I don't know.
Right? You know what? This is a great example of those people that are talking and falling in love with their AIs. This woman did not blink for a minute and 35 seconds. Fellas, if you show up on a blind date and that's staring at you across the table, get out. Get out.
Imagine we're on a date right now.
Get out, fellas. Run. Anything's better. Life's going to be bad. Don't commit.
All right, let's get into scrolling time. A lot of DMs yesterday congratulating me on my marriage. People were saying, oh my gosh, you announced that you got married. Congratulations. I joked saying that I watched my husband in Caddyshack. I'm not actually married to Bryson DeChambeau. I would love to be, but we are not. So thank you for all of the kind words. We are not married.
Were those the same people that thought that yes. Scrolling time yesterday actually happened in the ER with that guy?
Yes. Yeah. So thank you for all of the kind words, but no, I am not married. All right. So this first video, it just cracked me up. I love seeing reporters and news anchors flub. You know, I make mistakes, but not this bad. Watch this.
In the Dallas County Jail this evening with a $250,000, $250,000 bond. The suspect told
she had it. She had it at first.
Humana. It sounds like she's an auctioneer.
That's like in Finding Nemo when it's like anemone. She's trying to say 250,000. I mean, that really kicked her ass. Really bad. And math is hard, but not that hard. Come on.
Well, she was in the field.
I mean,
I know. I'm just trying to help.
Come on. What could possibly in the field be so distracted that you can't read 250,000?
Somebody pissing in the subway.
Some piss air.
Yeah, she got a whiff of piss air from the L train.
Honestly, fair. It's yeah. All right, this next one is, someone in the chat yesterday said, Hayley used to play like funny videos. So here's a funny fart prank for you. Watch.
We gotta give them more.
You hit him with a little razzle dazzle.
That was a riser.
Whoa.
This should not be funny. Okay, so I just have to say, first of all, if you're listening and not watching.
Bless your heart. If you're listening and not watching, that was real in studio. That was happening in studio.
That was me. Sorry.
Hot mic in the studio. Trying to get them Spotify numbers up. We'll do whatever it takes.
One day I'm going to get so lazy. I'm going to be so tired. I'm not going to want to put a show together. I'm just going to fart into the mic.
Hey guys, I got a great idea. We got a great idea. When we get to slot 18.
My 200th episode is just going to be me farting into the microphone. Anyway, can I just say how annoying the girls who literally audibly screamed and jumped at a fart?
I'm surprised he didn't get ninjutsu'd, like somebody didn't like roundhouse his face, because I mean, some of those were some of those sounded like air and some of those sounded like some other, like there was, they were substantial.
Anyway, sorry, I was about to explain this for people who are listening and not watching. There was a man filming and, letting off fake fart noises just to see people's reaction. And, the girl behind him who literally screamed, act like you've heard a fart before. I don't know why I thought that was so annoying. Should we end on that, or should I end with some of these cute animal videos, or save them for tomorrow?
Yeah, you can end on one.
Okay, let's do number 21. This is a really cute corgi moment. And I love corgis. I think they're super cute. So the corgi running around, he just has the zoomies and he jumps into the bathtub with his human sisters in the bathtub. I just think it's very cute. And the sound of kids laughing is just the best. It's chef's kiss. So thank you for scrolling along with me tonight. I had fun. I hope you did too. More on deck tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Join me, rumble.com/Hayley at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, you can listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Tell a friend. Share the link. Everything helps. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye.